I just love the natural beauty of it and the ferocity of it sometimes.
It's breathtaking to see just how quick and how fast that water moves.
I'm not used to seeing that much life in it. It's been pent up for a long time.
In September 2016, the St. Regis Mohawk tribe demolished the 330-foot decommissioned hydroelectric dam that sat in Hogansburg since 1929. Tribal leaders reflect on the first spring after the dam's removal.
The big difference I see is the power and the ferocity of the water itself. I grew up, going to Hogan. That's as far as my grandmother would let me go. I wasn't allowed to cross the bridge, so we played on the spillway. And like, Eric and Bev mentioned earlier, that it was always still. By the time we were allowed to swim in like June, early July, the water was already starting to recede. But now, when you drive by, it's just, I think it's breathtaking. You can just see how removing the dam, like what Bev said earlier, was that it brought it back to life. You can just see how fast the water moves. I wouldn't want to put in a canoe right now, because it is that rough. And I think when you look at from somebody who's been, who drives by there every single day, it's simply amazing. It's breathtaking to see just how quick and how fast that water moves.
Well, she's finally free, isn't she? That's how I feel when I see her now as compared to when the dam was there. During my childhood, I spent quite a bit of time across from where the rectory is now. There was a house there, and it was my uncle's home. And his backyard was the river. And we spent a lot of time canoeing on that river, fishing on that river, especially with my dad. And there were a lot of big rocks on a portion of his shoreline. And I used to sit on those rocks, and I used to listen to her, listen to the sounds that she made, put my feet in the river, put my hands in the river. And when you think about how she embraces you, how she touches you when you're swimming in her, how she holds you up, you begin to think of her with a personality. I think of her as a female spirit. So when I saw that dam go down and all of the personality and character that she has now compared to how she was before, it's as if she's not choked off anymore.
I think that just the rushing of the water itself is the major difference. I think just seeing it come back to life in the way that it has is really something to see. Every time I pass by it, it's something I want to pull over and look at it, just because I'm not used to seeing it I'm not used to seeing that much life in it. Especially now when the water's high, the spring thaw is beginning. There's just a lot of movement there. There's a lot of spirit there. So I think that the major, at least aesthetically off the bat, is that the white water is something that really grabs your eye as you pass it by. I think that on a deeper level, having the fish be reintroduced and migrate out and migrate in, and keeping an eye on that and keeping track of that, it's going to be another major change to the ecosystem. So I think that that's one of the major differences.
While the dam was being set for removal, I know there were some fishermen in the community that weren't too happy with what was going on, but I know it was a long and arduous process that I spoke to my brother and asked him what it would mean to the spawning areas up further up the river and whatnot, now that the dam was being removed. And he pretty much confirmed or reaffirmed to me that it would probably benefit the spawning areas versus people thinking or believing that those spawning areas might be wiped away based on the water is flowing a lot quicker now. I'm extremely proud of the St. Regis Mohawk tribe, the Environment Department, the past 7 years, all the hard work that's gone into being a federally recognized tribe in the process for decommissioning a dam, because we are now in the history books as Mohawks of having removed a dam in and within our territory and our territorial waters.
Well, right now you can see without the dam in place, the riffle section or the rapid section has been greatly expanded. So now we're looking at exposing more areas, more potential spawning areas for fish, and also it's a lot louder. You'll notice. So anybody who admired the sound of the rushing water before, well, you have a lot more of it now.